that I'm about to show of both children and former children have very important information in common. And I wonder if you can identify that. It's not easy, because trauma, psychological trauma, is mostly invisible. Unlike physical wounds, trauma is an inner wound that can't easily be seen by the eye. In fact, most psychological traumas remain hidden, unsuspected, unrecognized, undiagnosed, and therefore left untreated, especially in the global south. In the next 10 minutes or so, I'll present how big, widespread, and important the trauma problem is, and thereafter briefly outline what can now be done about trauma at scale for the first time in history. Colleagues, trauma runs like a red thread through the lives of millions of people, adults and children, everywhere, in rich and poor countries alike. For too many, trauma is a life sentence because it remains untreated. But there are literally hundreds of millions of events and circumstances that are all potentially traumatizing, occurring every day, everywhere. In trauma, sometimes a distinction is made between big T trauma and small t trauma. We usually think of trauma as being caused by large-scale extraordinary events. Those are the big T traumas, and you see some of them here. Think of wars, think of natural disasters, think of extreme poverty. These events all take place in the public sphere. Think of refugees, think of child soldiers. Big T traumas are loud emergencies. You can also call them loud emergencies. And then there are the smaller everyday events, common everyday adversities. They're called small T traumas, like humiliation in school, rejection or abandonment, loss of a loved one, sexual abuse, exploitation, domestic violence. These are silent emergencies. They occur mostly in the private sphere, inconspicuously, hidden from view. But these are no less damaging and consequential for their victims, because small T traumas, too, have a huge potential to traumatize, especially for younger children. The word PTSD, for post-traumatic stress disorders, is a specific disease entity that has by now become a familiar term. PTSD is a very serious mental disorder with far-reaching physical manifestations, and the earlier it gets treated, the better. Before going on, I should emphasize the remarkable resilience that was already talked about earlier today, that most children show in the face of almost inevitable threats of the big T trauma and the small T traumas. That is the good news. But the bad news is that, in absolute terms, probably never before in history have so many people been traumatized as today. The number could be as high as 500 million people worldwide, of whom more than a quarter are children under 14. In a very real sense, the mental health condition of the world can be characterized as traumatized. But unlike most of us here in this room, most of the world remains pretty much unaware. Trauma is not even mentioned in the UN Sustainable Development Goals for the next 15 years. Typically, rich countries devote only 5% of their total health budgets to mental health. And poor countries only 1/10 of that, or 0.5%. So 95 to 100% goes to physical health all over the world. So next to nil remains available for trauma care, even though we've all been talking about how important it is. And actually, the question can be asked, what is trauma actually? What are the symptoms and why is it so bad? Trauma, or PTSD, is a severe form of stress caused by sudden, unexpected, often catastrophic events, leading to shocking and emotionally overwhelming experiences that the brain cannot process. These events are often life-threatening. So traumas usually happen suddenly, but traumas may also result from chronic maltreatment, such as sexual abuse and exploitation. When children have traumatic experiences, they will often suppress their trauma memories, or they may not even be aware of them altogether. This makes it harder to identify the hidden psychic wound, let alone to heal it. Already in early childhood, children get exposed to traumatic events and circumstances. That's inherent in their vulnerability, especially during their early years. In a recent study called the A Study for Adverse Childhood Experiences, it is revealed that the potential severity and long-term consequences of trauma are very, very considerable, especially when children fail to get the protection, care, and love. In other words, when they suffer from these small t traumas. By answering 10 questions about these 3 types of adversity related to abuse, neglect, and behavioral problems, it turns, and household dysfunction, you get your own individual ACE score, which turns out to be a highly accurate predictor of potential risk for serious mental, physical, and behavioral problems later on in life. The higher the score, the greater the risk. Those negative experiences in childhood become embodied and later in life produce many seemingly unrelated health problems, ranging from heart disease to cancer and diabetes, and from suicide attempts, drug use, to alcoholism. Now, look at the economic cost to the US economy alone, which is estimated at 124 billion a year of these adverse childhood experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, on top of those everyday confrontations with trauma, children grow up in extraordinary settings of violence, conflict, and natural disasters, and consequently will find themselves in double jeopardy. How can we recognize trauma? PTSD symptoms include sleep disturbance, anger, hatred, and panic, but also nightmares and intrusive flashbacks, and also distrust, hopelessness, isolation, withdrawal, and more. These rather technical terms do not really reveal the depth and range of the suffering. PTSD has serious consequences. It interferes with children's short-term and long-term health, as we've just seen. PTSD interferes with their well-being and normal functioning. It interferes with their capacity to learn and to concentrate. And PTSD interferes with productivity. But trauma also has an enormous implication for the potential for peace, because unresolved trauma, often acquired in childhood or as a youth, can produce post-traumatic anger, fantasies of revenge, lingering resentments, and impulsive aggression that at any time could erupt again, like an exploding time bomb in others. It can produce violence and devastation and new trauma in others. This is called the intergenerational transmission of trauma, and it has already been referred to, where violence begets violence and trauma begets trauma, and it must be interrupted. On this screen I've brought together the many trauma causes shown at the roots, as the roots of the trauma tree, the many trauma-based diseases and disorders coming out of the tree branches, and the adverse consequences of trauma sent into the environment. The consequences of PTSD are not confined to the individual sufferer. Families, the community, and the society as a whole also gets to carry part of the burden. Ladies and gentlemen, if not treated, trauma may last a lifetime, and for many, it does. But trauma needs no longer be a life sentence, as it was throughout most of human history. Today we have a much better understanding of the biology of trauma, thanks to breakthrough research in neuroscience and psychology. We now have better measuring instruments and effective treatments. The World Health Organization recognizes only two trauma treatments. They are called EMDR for eye movement desensitization and CBT for cognitive behavioral therapy. They are the two evidence-based, scientifically validated approaches that WHO has endorsed. So what can we do now? I believe we can do many things. We can create greater awareness about trauma, for example, by establishing a World Trauma Day. We can also teach psychological first aid massively in schools to children and youth. We can organize online courses for medical students and doctors, and for humanitarian aid workers, peace operations personnel, and first responders, who often get traumatized secondhand, vicariously, by working with traumatized people. And then we could scale up the World Health Organization approved treatments. The severe shortage of mental health professionals constrains the scaling up of trauma care services. Therefore, the biggest challenge that we face is to create a new capacity in the form of a new cadre of trained and supervised paraprofessionals at the intermediary level. They should use simplified protocols and work mainly with groups of trauma victims. In turn, they could be supported by massive numbers of volunteers offering psychological first aid. That, to my mind, is the great work ahead in the next 30 to 50 years. It's also where short-term humanitarian and longer-term development action come together. This primary healthcare model was used in the 1980s very successfully in the child survival revolution that has brought down preventable mortality in children in a dramatic way. A new organization called the Global Initiative for Stress and Trauma Treatment is promoting these ideas and seeking funding for them, as well as partnerships. An online course has been made available through the UNITAR organization. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you will take away three messages from this presentation. First, trauma is a problem of global proportions and far-reaching consequences, and its importance is not sufficiently appreciated by policymakers. Second, today, unlike even 30 years ago, effective and affordable treatments are ready to be scaled up. The two recognized therapies are EMDR and CBT. And three, we need new approaches to diagnosis and treatment of trauma, making ample use of volunteers and especially of paraprofessionals. That takes the perspective of at least
was traumatized. So I asked, what what is it that we or other donors are doing? And they said, well, we're doing psychosocial support. And when I really went into that, I realized that it was mostly social, which is necessary and important, but that the psycho part was really missing. So yes, we were taking care of some dimensions, but certainly not all dimensions. The tools that are available, I would not recommend that we now say, well, let's only focus on prevention and forget about the use of these tools in dealing effectively with the trauma that is so widespread available in the population. And I also acknowledge that there are other trauma methods that have been developed and that are being tested. If there's one book that you may want to check out, it's Bessel van der Kolk's The Body Keeps the Score. It's a wonderful book to read, and van der Kolk actually brings many of the new methods, including meditation and dancing and all sorts of, but they remain to this day they're not scientifically validated. They're not empirically based, and so therefore there is perhaps from WHO side itself